Hey guys, it's the Loud Guys. Today we are going to see Grunts in the Sky, the A10 Warthog leaked footage. And so this is about the leaked footage of the A10 Warthog, and we have seen a video or two about like how A10 Warthog is one of the best fighter jets of America, and it is so good and it is so like capable of doing anything. But this is about the leaked footage. So every leaked footage is mostly nice only because it is about something that people are trying to hide, and then you get to see it. And seeing the A10 in action is something that you can only dream of, because these things you can never see in action. Normally we all the videos that we see are of made of graphic designings, or you can see or a still photo, or just a panoramic view of the plane and everything, but we never see them in action. We always see them fly over us and this and that, but to see them in action is the best way to understand that how good these planes are and how good these fighter jets are. So I'm very excited to see this document.
Seriously, I'm also so much excited to watch this video. And as you all know that we have seen a lot of videos about its testing, but we have never seen it's in action. So basically it's our first time where we're gonna see it, how powerful it actually is. We're gonna see how how does it work, and and how does it save the life of the people. I hope in this video they have also shown the trainings of the pilot, that how much the pilot does do training. And yeah, this video is going to be so informative as well as interesting, because you know because to be honest, I didn't have any interest in these kind of video, but as I'm seeing these kinds of video more and more, I'm also getting interest. And whenever I watch these kinds of video, I got shocked at how how much development did America has done. And sometime I start comparing my country India with America, and I feel sometime I also feel very low, that why India is not developed as compared to America. But yeah, on the other side, I always feel so much happy for America to see their growth. So yeah, that's the reason I'm so much excited to watch this video. So let's watch the video.
Yes, and the thing is about these aircrafts are some mega aircrafts, and to see them live is one crazy thing. So let's watch this document. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They are doing fine.
This is scary. Oh, there it is. The A10 Warthog.
It starts out as something that you've trained for all your life, trying to make a difference. The cool thing is, as an A10 pilot, on times when the stars align and you're up on that mission where you get to make a difference, you get to see the reward.
It's a pretty easy answer to in terms of why are we here.
Number one priority is always saving guys on the ground.
The people that we so closely work with, the guy on the ground.
That's my whole soul and being, is that guy on the ground. He could be an 18-year-old guy, 18-year-old kid with a rifle. That's all he's got, and I'm here to protect him.
Wow. They know what their role is.
Sanitized dog tags, ID card in the left breast pocket, E&E kit, watch tape, smart pack, in-flight guides, maps, DTCs, RMMs. Let's see, visor, pedal packs, water, snacks, seat cushion if you guys want to take that. Cell phones, you got one? You have yours? Okay, signed out? Yep.
One random Friday, spring of '03, so right after the Iraqi invasion, three guys in flight suits walked into the bar on campus and started talking about flying. And I was a year away from graduating, not really knowing what I wanted to do in life, and this guy started talking about flying fighters and being a fighter pilot, being in the Air Force, and how awesome it was. And it kind of hit a nerve with me, if you will.
Good jet. Attack! All right, attack, men. Kilo chop.
How I got interested in the A10, I can still remember it to this day. I was at a
You get to choose
hobby
a plane?
store, because I, like a lot of kids interested in aviation, I built a lot of airplane models. And this was 1979. I was in high school and went to the hobby store, and they had a Revell model of the for then brand new A10. It had only been operational for a couple of years at that point. And I just saw it, and I can still remember to this day looking at the wall of models and just trying to pick what I was going to build next. And I saw this the box and the picture on it. I was like, what in the world is that?
During about the last month of pilot training is where you put in for what airplanes you want to fly. And I was torn on the F-15E or the A10 on which one I wanted to put number one on my list, you know. So
You get to choose. Wow.
luckily, one of the respected IPs in our flight had flown both the A10 and the F-15E. And all he said to me was,
Go away.
Mitchell, what patch do I wear on my shoulder on Fridays? And the patch he always had on was the A10. So I ended up putting the A10 as number one,
Oh.
and I loved the mission, the thought of the mission at the time. And
A10. Whoa. This was just the intro. You know, the start was so scary when those guys were there down and they were fighting. You know, one bullet can kill you and you can be finished. And then there are these warriors in the air that are protecting you at all costs. Because they also know they have to be scared about those ground-to-air missiles. So go for it.
Drive a aircraft, right?
I was a first lieutenant. I was 26 years old when Desert Storm kicked off.
The 26-year-old fighter pilot caught the nation's attention a few months ago when he and a partner shot down a record number of Iraqi tanks.
You just never forget when you look down and realize that somebody's trying to shoot you down, and you've got to kill him first.
My first full 2 years in the Air Force, it was pretty much a completely Cold War type of mentality. Our training was all very low altitude. It doesn't seem that long ago to me, but I know talking to a lot of the guys now, you know, it's been quite a while ago, and when you look at the airplane from then to now, it's pretty amazing the different upgrades and that we've gone through since then.
The A-10 is the only airframe ever that was built entirely for this mission.
Yo, come on, man. They're about to do a gun run. You need to get down. Let's go, buddy. Come on, man.
How can they even see?
A10 saving the day again, baby.
A10 saving the day.
There's just nothing that matches the devastation that gun can bring.
That gun is massive. Wow.
Hawk 640 cleared off. 30 mil inbound.
It's an awesome testament to the aircraft, I think, that the same gun that we used to kill main battle tanks in 1991 is the same gun where we can shoot a single insurgent that's fleeing on a motorcycle or shooting at our guys from a tree line.
Point is, you know, the A-10 was built for ground combat, okay? Ground combat we had the old linear battlefield type where we're going to go fight a bunch of tanks going low at 100 feet, and then we've morphed into a medium altitude precision strike platform because the airplane has been updated and modified to be able to do that.
Oh.
Sensors are great. They're amazing. They enable precision strike. They enable us to generate coordinates that are pristine, that are right on the target. But that will never replace just, you know, looking right outside of my cockpit and looking at the battle space. What am I seeing out there, big picture?
Humans can never be.
We do have this personal connection with the people that we so closely work with, the guy on the ground. We hear him getting scared.
Request immediate re-attack. Same remarks, same restrictions. From last hit, north 75 meters.
We hear him getting excited.
Here we go. That's it. Good hit, good hit, good hit.
Good hit.
Dash 2, I need you in the same remarks, same restrictions.
We hear the bullets flying. We hear him taking cover. We hear him breathing hard. and it becomes a very personal mission, especially when you start hearing about guys taking casualties down there. You take that hits very, very close to home. Nobody ever wants to hear that.
We care about guys on the ground. We do our mission in relationship to guys on the ground. We are a support element essentially for the Army.
So there is no ego about them that okay, we are in the air and this and that. They continue to give them strength that okay, we are up there and we have a hand above you. Oh, wow, see those? Whoa.
We care about the guy on the ground. I'm not saying air interdiction mission isn't caring about the guy on the ground, but it's not tangible. You can't really grab the benefits of it right then. You're going to wait a certain amount of time to see its effects. Air to air, how's that about the guy on the ground? Well, you're building air superiority, air supremacy, correct. But is the guy on the ground going to see it, get the tangible benefits of it? No. Close air support is about the guy on the ground. Combat search and rescue is about the guy on the ground. We're joint. We're a joint airframe and an air force, and that's what makes us different.
They are so motivated.
Forward operating base Ghazni. A night operation? Oh my god.
Okay, today we're going down to Sande Sufla. We've been there recently, so we've got a good lay of the land. Keep in mind, Espandi's been pretty hot recently, and they've had some contact from the same area around Sande Sufla. He went over the recent activity. Keep in mind the kind of MO we've had recently out of there. They've seen the Taliban commander kind of looking at the objective first, doing a quick meeting, picking up weapons en route. Usually there's motorcycles involved. You've also got the Taliban commander that they seeked a couple weeks ago. So you've got all that stuff going on right there in Espandi. We're going right into the heat of that. So keep that in mind as we get down there. Keep your eyes open and stay vigilant. All right, so our actions on contact, near and far ambush, return fire. Look to me, we'll either maneuver or we'll push through. IED, get 360-degree security and clear the danger area, and then we'll look to Kazovac. In the case of a complex attack, we're gonna return fire, move out of the kill zone. Indirect fire, get down, look for distance and direction from me. Our actions on halts, take a knee, face out, and the march intervals that we're gonna use are gonna be dependent on where we are. In the open area, spread out as much as you can. The bigger we can look and the more intimidating we can look, the less likely we're going to take contact as we move down there.
Nice.
That's all I've got. What are your questions?
No questions.
All right, we're kidding up at 0615. 0615, kids on.
Oh my god. You just get the instructions and you go out.
Yesterday, as most days, we went out on a dismounted patrol south of our fob to a village of Espandi. Basically, we got some intel that some bad guys were storing weapons in a building, and we had contacted them before. We'd run into them before. So we went down there to kind of check back up. And as we got down into the village, we ran into some sketchy guys. It just, everything felt weird from the time we got down there. There was high tension. You could tell by the NA's body language. He was antsy, pacing back and forth. The second that happened, we spread out. Let the PL do his link up. It was just high tension. I felt from the get-go.
You know, you don't know where the patrol can be turned into a combat. I know. Oh, this kid.
نفر که بندی اگر سرشتی پیداش
کیافتی یعنی کیافتی خدمتی کاش کم
He said everybody is teachers here, so we are good people.
Okay, if they're good people, they have nothing to worry about. We're not.
Yeah, I told him that.
Just a lot of sketchy reports. No one had the same story. Everyone, they were all family. They all lived in the same compound, but no one's story matched up.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to detain them. So as we started to RTB to head back to the base, we got word that the Taliban were maneuvering on us from the south.
Again, 92A, be advised right now we're picking up and moving back through Esponde towards Ghazni.
Because they are talking to the people and some of them might have told Taliban about it. So now they have to face them too. And what about the A10? Like A10 is ready for them.
Mutant energy, go.
Mutant energy.
And Hog, if I could get you overhead of our lead element through Esponde, if at all possible.
It looks like
as
the silence
we were
before
headed
the
back
storm.
to the base, we had to cross about 2 kilometers of open desert.
We were definitely in a huge open danger area.
Yes, it is dangerous. They could be attacked from anywhere.
We got about 500 meters outside of the village and started taking some pretty accurate fire.
Oh, see. So bad. They don't have nowhere to take cover. They're hiding behind the bag.
That white building!
427, send it.
Oh, three, come on, fucking hang it! Hang it! Hang it! I hanged it!
4 to 7 hang it.
Fire!
Shoot it!
Oh. Did it work? Oh, what happened?
There was no cover. I mean, there were people trying to find tire tracks to hide, to get a little bit of a defilade behind. You know, in that position, the best you can do is spread out, gain fire superiority, you know, and then wait for some air support.
Our comms were a bit of an issue at the time, and so they had a little bit of a struggle, but they did have A10s luckily being pushed down to us.
I have your position south of the tree line.
We quickly responded, and working with the JFO on the ground and one of my JTACs, were able to get Hog on station quite quickly.
We were taking some harassing fire at that point.
Right here. Hey man, they're busy, but I need full security, brother. Who's shooting? Somebody's fucking shooting at us still.
But luckily we had the A10s on station to come in and do a nice show of force, which is always a clincher for the enemy because they know what that entails.
But this is such a big advantage. You know. Whoa. You know, all these guys are harassing you, but then you have the A10 come in and.
The A10 has proven itself time and again as being really a nightmare to the enemy. Just its mere presence alone is enough to keep the enemy at bay. And in that situation right there, again, just bringing those guys in quick and fast was enough to push the enemy away from our forces.
The ground troops that I work with, when they think close air support, they think A10s. And I think the reason for that is they almost share the same mentality. If you were to say that there's a grunt in the sky, it'd be a hog pilot.
Oh, wow. They are so close to the ground.
They're very user-friendly. I mean, any one of these dudes could pick up the radio if I get shot in the face and, you know, employ. Those guys are really professional, very well trained, and if, you know, you have a random Joe who doesn't know what to do, those guys can pull it from them.
Wow.
To win a war, you need boots on the ground, and to have boots on the ground, you need support, and you need the right kind of support to have boots on the ground, and it's the A10, honestly. Even sometimes just a sound, or just telling the ground command, hey, A10's on its way, or we have aircraft supporting it, we hear 5 mics, and you ask what it is, you say, hey, we got an A10 coming on. Yeah, it picks them up a little bit.
Wow.
That sound is so distinguishable.
Wow. Air machine gun.
Literally shakes the ground. It is amazing. You hear it first when it fires, and then you hear it echo from the gun in the sky. That sound right there just drives 11 Bravos nuts. It's amazing.
Wow. These are the grunts in the sky.
Hey, thanks, sir. I just shit my pants. Oh, yeah.
It's that sound of corny like freedom, but it really is. It's the sound of don't mess with me.
Yes,
it
is.
Scares off everyone and shows you you're in good hands.
I think when people 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road look back on it, I think people will look at this airframe and it will always be known as an airframe that was, some people view it as ugly. Who'd want to fly that thing? No, but you know what? It was an airframe that got the job done. It got bombs on target when it mattered most, and guys went home to their wives and kids because of the airframe.
Yes.
It makes it, it's very humbling. It's that we are so trusted and liked by the ground forces. I think that's something that I'm very, very proud of. They love this airplane, and they trust us is the biggest thing. I mean, when you're shooting last night, we just looked at it, was between 65 and 100 meters away from the friendly guys, and for those guys to trust us to do that on a regular basis is very gratifying.
Yeah.
I got the greatest job in the world, man. I get to fly fighters when people need me to do my job. I have the chance to save lives and make a difference on the battlefield. That is when you hear the machine guns going off in the background, when JTAC's screaming, the bullets are hitting at his feet, and you can hear the bullets pinging off the Humvee that he's hiding behind. And then all of a sudden you roll in, put some rounds down and take care of his problem for him. And then you can hear the relief in his voice. That is the most rewarding and fulfilling thing that I can think of.
Wow.
You've got a huge group of experts at what they do with a singular focus, and you can't really get that back once it's broken out.
Wow, it was a crazy video as well as motivating. I really like this video so much. And when I watch such kind of videos, I always get more respect to basically the people who are in army, and basically these kinds of videos gain the respect for the army. And I just want to say that it doesn't mean that from which country you are. I think you should always respect the army because they are doing their work with loyalty. That's the reason. And we have seen the A10 giant video, and we have to say that it works crazy. It is so powerful. And in the last part of the video where the soldiers give the answers, basically they gave the interview, and they said that, you know, most satisfying moment was when they heard the sound of the A10. That was the biggest basically that was the happiest moment for them. And the way the A10 saved the life of the people was so crazy. And we have to say that A10 is so powerful as well as so strong. And yeah, I really like this video. And we also got to know that the pilots who did the training are so you know, trained. So yeah, I really like this video.
This was a complete like a documentary about like how A10 works, and how like the pilot on the A10 works, and how the emotion of A10 works. Like all the other fighter jets are there to like create destruction, and these are the, you know, there was one person that was given the choice of flying the F-15E or the A10 Warthog, and like as they were saying in the end, like many people feel like A10 is ugly, A10 is not good enough, or this and that, because A10 is not the best fighter jet that US has. But they say that A10 is one of the best jets for, you know, the ground trouble, or you can say for the ground attacks. It is the best because it can fly low easily, and it also had that mounted machine gun that has a very distinctive feature, and everybody will be like, okay, when they hear that grunt, so it just creates a ripple among the enemies that okay, it is the A10. So this is the power of the US Army. They have all the different kind of planes. They have the fast supersonic, subsonic planes, supersonic or hypersonic planes, and then they have these kinds of planes too that can fly low, that can help the ground support, and then they can just fly away, and then whenever needed they can come back and they can attack, and they can boost the morale of the soldiers that are going on the ground. So it is a big achievement for US Army. Yes, and what do you guys feel about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share and
subscribe.
Bye.